filter under guitar tabs and guitar lesson. And I'll be also, touching on some of the bass stuff going on. For the most part, the bass just is, following, or, the guitar and bass are kind of doing the same thing. It's just, sometimes the guitar is there, sometimes it's not. So for the most part, the stuff I'm showing here could be applied to bass just the same. We're going to be in a drop D tuning. All right, short bus, drop D, here we go. So we got D, A, D, and then the G, B, E. And initially, the bass starts with kind of what like the guitar will start with, is just these open low Ds, just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, and that's kind of what the bass does. It'll throw in kind of like some third frets at the end, here and there. For the guitar, the starts with like a palm muted, just open power chord. Alright, and it'll do that a couple times. And then it'll throw in that third fret, just a big power chord at the end. Alright, and the bass will kind of play around with that, like it'll do like a 3, open 3 or something like a... Alright, or like a couple opens to 3, couple opens to 3. Like it gets real loose after a certain point, so you can just kind of like improvise a little bit with the bass riff there if you like. And then this kind of pre-chorus section, it's just the bass really, but if you want to play along with guitar, it's just kind of doing this 3rd fret to 5th fret, hit the 5th fret again, do that whole thing 3 times, and then it'll go 3 to 5 and then up to 6. Like, and then it gets into the chorus, which will just be kind of going the other way. We go 6th fret, big power chord, 3rd fret, 5th fret, back to 3, open. And you can hit another open in there just to help carry it. Alright, and it'll go through that 4 times, and then it'll just kind of repeat the ending there where it goes 3, open, open. Do that a handful of times. Alright, and then it just kind of evolves into just like strumming away on open power chords, like 8th notes here. You can just alternate or down strum if you like. Alright, then it just cuts, has that fun little rest there. And then it'll just come right back with all the opens again. Cuts again. And then it'll get into the next verse, which is, with the bass, it gets even more loose here, where we're just kind of hitting the basic da-da-da-da-da-da. And you can do some like some muted, just kind of like, dead notes in between those. Something like that. Just play around with it. And you can throw in like those couple of opens to 3s, couple opens to 3s. Alright, do that at the end. So having a little more fun with it there as we progress through the song. And eventually the guitar comes in with its own kind of distinct riff here. It's like a build up into the real full-blown version where we're doing like an open D string, and this is going to be just continuous like alternate strumming as well, where we'll start with like an open D, and if you kind of want to just focus on the D and G string here, but if you want, you can just kind of mute the other strings too and just wail away and not really worry about it. But we're doing like a couple 5s or 4 5s on the G, about a couple 7s back to a couple 5s, all while hitting the open D. Alright. And you can do it like that, just try to be precise with it. Alright, but if you want to just wail away, it's cool. Just make sure you mute all the other strings. Alright, because after we do that, we are just going to hit a bunch of muted strings. Alright, and that's just a continuous 8th note alternate strumming here. Alright, and then it's just kind of repeating the whole thing. Alright, and you go through that a few times. And then the ending of it is you kind of start the same with the 5s to 7s with the open D, and then we bump it up to 8s. Alright, for a couple, mute everything, do a couple of nothing, and then eighths with the open again, mirrored it, couple eighths, so it's like, all right, something like that. All right, that's kind of like the ending of after the first initial like 3 runs through. And other than that, we get to the outro progression, which is kind of just a variation of the chorus, which, you know, we do the ending of the chorus, the 3s to opens, you know, hit a couple opens just to carry it. Maybe like a couple more just before it's out, just to start it over. All right, go through that a few times, and then the final run through, we do the 3 to open, then the 6 to 5. All right, and that's basically what's happening throughout the outro, and you just carry that all the way to the end, and you should be all set.